thank you very much. Here you have the links. You can later on you will have the PDF. Mainly with Equipo Cafeína, with another colleague that is here, it's Ramon Sangüesa. We are doing data awareness in Spain. And what we plan to do today is a little snapshot of data awareness workshop. Okay, so my part will be not so much technical, so much philosophical. You will have to do things later on. So after break, we will split in groups and we will do things. Okay. So what we do mainly is to raise awareness about the complexity of the data, because we're talking about personal data, but we have a lot of data sources. When you were speaking about e-commerce, you're talking about big data, what the company says big data. This morning I've been in a conference where we were talking about open data. Open data is mainly data that the governments open for transparency and so on. But the third player is the personal data. So with all this data world, we try to clarify a little bit, and of course, with personal data, we want to co-design new things, because if you see the personal data as an asset, you can trade if you want. We were talking about privacy and so on, but okay, I want to use Facebook and so on. There are tools that you can keep your privacy and not be compromised, and at the same time be in communication with your relative. But you have to change your habits, and people don't want to change habits. So we want to be as comfortable as possible, because my friends are in WhatsApp or whatever, and then it's a compromise from us. So I will ask you to help me, because what I plan is to give you after the workshop tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. I will plan to give you some present, and the present is an infographic about the emotions before the workshop and after the workshop. What do you feel? So here you have a link. The ones you have a laptop, I will ask you, and this is a very short for asking you about your emotions. How do you feel when we talk about personal data? And I ask you for the email, because afterwards you will be email what is the emotional change in infographic before coming here and after this training. Okay, it's quite simple, but you will help me also to understand. I will keep you updated that when we do these workshops in Spain, what it's the emotions of the people when we are talking about personal data. They say, "Is working?"
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The people say they are curious, they are open to learn, but afterwards, when I show the effects and I show what is going on, you will see that the emotions will change. I will not update till the end, but there is an emotional change in this. So everybody got the link? Can I move forward? Yeah? Okay. We'll say, right now, the ones that you cannot fill the form because you have no computer, we have some questions, and then the first, we have some polls, and then you can do it by screen IO. Are your emotions about personal data positive, negative, or neutral? What do you think? In general, in the form, previously it's more specific, but in general, what do you think? When you talk about personal data, when your relatives talk about personal data, or your friends, people don't care, people really is against giving personal data, and you vote, and then afterwards we have...
Some don't care, some are negative, I think.
You can choose in screen and we can see it. But right now, one people that vote, it's really negative. So, neutral, okay. So negative is win. So negative is amazement, is sadness, is anger, because they are stealing our data and what they are doing with our data. Okay. So you see that most of you, they are not positive. So, but after the workshop, I want you to be also positive, not only for the business things, also for a new way of seeing data as a potential to help society. Okay? So, the second question, so you see that people is neutral or negative. The second question is when we talk about data, there is a data jargon. We talk about open data, we talk about big data, we talk about shared data, we talk about semantic data, private data, prosumer data. Do you know some of these words, really? Or how do you feel? Can you also participate here? Do you feel positive? Do you feel chaos? This is very chaotic. A lot of names, a lot of things about data. I didn't know that it was a thing called semantic data, public data, private data, prosumer. You know what is prosumer? Everybody? Is anybody in the room knows what is prosumer? We are producers and consumers. So producers and consumers of information. Producers and consumers of data. All the time we are doing this. We are downloading data, we are creating data. So, and the machine, when we are creating more data, is the mobile phone. Okay? So, most of you, it's chaotic. So you see that you have a problem. We are talking about personal data, but we have a lot of issues. And one of the things I'm focusing in the education of the data and data visualization. That data visualization is just charts and graphs to get insight from the data. Is that we don't have a data culture, okay? Because internet is, we use the internet, but we don't have a data culture. What is data? Who owns the data? How can I benefit from this data? So, and in the schools there are only business oriented. It's business intelligence things and so on, but not people don't realize about the potential of the data as an asset, a personal asset. Okay, there are two positive things, so okay, that's cool. So, right now, I want you to split in groups and discuss in 10 minutes how do you take care about your personal data? What you do every day to take care of your personal data. So, for example, I use encrypted email, for example, or do I use I don't use WhatsApp and I use Signal because it's another messaging system that is more protected. Do I change my passwords frequently? So I want you to discuss just in groups of 3 or 4 people in small groups what you do, and then afterwards you nominate one responsible of the group, and this one will summarize the actions you do. Okay? So